The unbearable weight of us not knowing the title. Welcome to another episode of Nerd Social Hour in Texas, where we like to talk about all things pop culture. Today we are going to dive into Nicolas Cage.
Nick fucking Cage.
Nick Cage smooches Nick Cage, guys.
Tall glass of water.
Crystal, please leave your clothes on for the remainder of this performance.
My clothes are fine.
But again, obviously, I'm not here alone. I'm with my shitty friends.
It's your boy Danny.
What's up, y'all? It's Fabian.
I'm Crystal.
I'm Alan. Oh, shit. I'm Alex.
I'm Perkins.
All right,
Shut
guys.
up.
You motherfucker. This has been a long time coming. We actually wanted to do a bit of a Nick Cage episode like over a year ago, and we never really got the chance. And I'm happy we finally get to do it because there's been so many new things for him, specifically the movie where Nicolas Cage literally plays Nicolas Cage.
Oh my God, yes.
About Nicolas Cage's life. And
So good.
The movie was great.
I keep saying that I don't think there's any other actor or person alive that you could make a movie about like that because he's such a phenomenon.
The great thing was it wasn't like
Whatever.
a biopic. It wasn't like a story of Nick Cage. It wasn't to be taken seriously at all. Like, imagine like the mindset you have to be in as an actor to be like, am I ready to make myself look ridiculous?
Yeah.
I feel like
And he did so great.
Yeah.
I was like, I feel like I saw something that was saying that if they originally he didn't want to do the role, or they didn't want him for the role because they wanted to they thought it'd be weird like him playing himself.
Yeah.
But then eventually they were like, screw it, let's see what happens. And
Yeah.
Again,
I'm
it's
so glad
fucking
they
gold.
I wonder if he did that screen read that he
So
does
good.
in the movie for them. Like, I'm gonna read for you.
He's like, I'm gonna do it anyway.
It was so awkward, man. Like the beginning parts of that movie, he looked like an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
To his kid and all of that. It was really weird seeing him being so willing to, like, I'm not sure exactly how much of it like he's actually gone through in life, but we all know that he's had like money problems and spending problems. But I don't know if he has
I think
a
they
daughter that
kind of
thinks he's
touch
an
up on
asshole.
that in the movie.
Yeah, a little bit.
Just
They
to be
do.
clear, there's probably gonna be some spoilers to this movie, but also like go watch this movie because it is.
We could give you a synopsis and you still should go watch
Yeah,
I was
even
like, I
if we
think us
spoiled
talking about
it,
it.
it's like
Yeah, it's not.
you won't get the experience.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You have to make a podcast.
So starting out, I guess we'd go around and what was, I guess, your first exposure to Nicolas Cage or your favorite version of Nick Cage? For me, my first, I think, was Gone in 60 Seconds. This is the first movie I like legitimately paid attention to.
shit.
I've gone back and watched a lot of Nicolas Cage. I think one of my more favorite Nicolas Cage movies, though, has to be Willy's Wonderland. That movie is a mind.
Yeah.
I still don't think I fully understood it.
No, and I don't think what he says. Maybe does he? I don't think he says anything.
He doesn't say a
I was gonna say, I
single
don't think he
word.
says a
Sounds.
The
single.
only thing he does is grunts. Yeah, he's like fighting.
So he's like Arnold Schwarzenegger's early career.
You son of
But,
a
like,
bitch.
He's so strange because you could either have like the worst movie you've ever seen in your entire life,
Right.
or that was the greatest movie I've ever seen of my
And
life.
maybe you
But I
guys
feel like
will-
his acting is so consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Even when he's playing shitty roles, like he's doing his
Nick
best.
fucking Cage.
Well,
Nick
we watched
fucking-
Frozen Ground, and it was probably the most out of character I've seen Nicolas Cage, but it's because he wasn't outrageous. It was normal to his
Toned
role.
down.
There was nothing about it that was
Super
over
serious.
the top. Like anybody could have been cast in that role and done that job that he did. And for me, that's still good acting because normally
He's out
Nicolas
there.
fucking Cage.
Very
Yeah.
eccentric
I got
person.
so many questions about
I think
Willy's
for me,
Wonderland.
my first that I can remember is Face Off.
Yeah.
I also just really enjoyed that movie.
We
Like,
just
that was
watched it yesterday
it's
again.
so good.
Yeah. We were gonna watch it yesterday. We ran out of time.
What
But
was it?
yeah, Face
The
Off was
Witcher
mine.
Man? Well, the
Wicker Man?
Wicker Man.
Wicker
I remember
Man.
that movie.
Wow.
Like that was like the first time I saw him. I believe. I want to believe it because the only thing I remember after that movie was the Ghost Rider movies. Like
Oh,
for real,
yeah.
like I hadn't seen too
Same
much of
time
them. And
frame.
that one I remember
Think
because I was
so.
like, this is ending like you're dying, right? Okay. But my favorite one, I'm gonna piggyback off of Justin. Fucking Willy's Wonderland. That is based off
movie.
of Five Nights at Freddy. If y'all could not tell,
Yeah, it was
like,
too
I
obvious.
did some
So-
research, and it's not like an official. This is it, but it's fucking Five Nights.
So-
at Freddy's.
hardcore, dude, and it's
I-
fucking amazing.
I was like, I don't know anything about like Five Nights at Freddy. Like Justin had to kind of explain a little bit of it to me. So there's a part in that movie though where it's like him and like the main girl or whatever, and the like animatronic thing is like going to attack them, and his like timer goes off, and he's just like, gotta go, and he
I'm on my
fucking
break
leaves
time.
to
Lunch
go
break.
play.
Yeah,
like,
I don't understand the whole
I was like,
drinking
what is
thing
he
or the
doing?
timer
What is
thing.
happening?
Okay, he's
I was so lost.
really like on his character. Obviously, he doesn't talk,
He
or
just
whatever,
left
but
the bitch.
he's very punctual. That was his whole thing, and they're like hammering that shit in. That's all it is, and that's why it's a great movie because there's nothing special. He does not speak. This man is just there to do his job. That's the only reason he was there, to work,
Yeah.
to fix his car, leave. And the time
Such
thing,
a
he takes
campy
his
movie.
break. He takes his break, plays the game. As soon as it's done, I'm gonna go kill some shit, and he does kill some shit violently with no speaking
Yeah,
whatsoever.
the germs in the restaurant. He cleaned the fuck out of that place.
He did though. He did. It was like immaculate. If you pay attention, I was like, damn, bro. I mean, I know this is about
very
talking animals, but that's a clean fucking room right
It had
there, my dude.
it had everything like a campy B or C horror movie
Yes.
had. Like
Yeah.
the
Shitty actors.
the couple having sex in the room, or
Yeah, yeah.
like they're just like the bitch of the group,
Yeah.
the forced love romance, and that kid got fucking
Fucking
wrecked.
Yeah.
Like it was so
Best friends?
weird.
No, we hate each other. Never again do that.
Make out.
I kill you.
No, there was so much going on
fuck.
in that movie, but there was also like, why? What? Why? I'm.
You don't question
his-
Nicolas Cage.
Better question
Yeah.
is
But like,
why
I
not?
wanted like obviously like not knowing anything about like the like Five Nights at Freddy or anything about like the movie before actually like watching it. I was like, what's up with this dude's character? Like, are they gonna explain anything about him? Like, they explained like the main girl,
They don't.
like why she was like relevant. They explained like why the things were coming to life, like why that's like what the town was doing. Like they
They explained why they came
quickly
alive.
touched on everything, but his character, because that motherfucker showed up and was like, "That I'll clean it," and then just started fucking killing them. But then it was also like, "I'm here
Where did
to
you come
kill
from?
them." Like
Yeah.
he knew what was
Where
going
did
on
you
and he
go?
was there for it, but also was like,
The
"All right,
best,
well, I'm done.
the
I gotta
best
go."
animatronic in that whole movie was the Mexican turtle.
Dude,
Oh my God.
who did he box with? He was going hand to hand towards it. Was
I think it was the sloth,
sloth?
or the weasel or whatever.
It was
the
a
fuck.
fox. or something. They were boxing, going at it. I was like, that weasel was throwing some mad hands, yo. Like, he was fucking him up and did like the music change after he got hit hard. And he was like, okay, without saying it, and beat his ass
Yeah.
severely.
I feel like he did. He killed them so easily, and it just made me think like, what, y'all never think to do that?
Yeah.
They weren't
You've been
Nicolas
They weren't
Cage.
Nicolas
sacrificing
Cage.
people like for years, and you never thought like maybe we should just kill these guys.
Dude,
Like,
and I know for a fact, like, the reason I like him as an actor is that he accepted that role. No questions, like, fuck it, this is going to be fun. Like, anybody else would look at them like, nah. He went for it. And
You
he
know
does
what
that
I'm
in
thinking?
so many
At
movies.
this point, I think at that point is honestly, I think the root beer and the video game was actually just Nicolas Cage. Like he's like, I will be in this movie, but you got to pay me in root beer, and I get a 15-minute break.
Yeah.
And they just filmed
film it.
him. Yeah, they just filmed him doing that, and they're like, all right, we're gonna put this in the movie.
I'm like 99% sure that he hands them the script and he's like, this is my
So
character in this
Yeah.
movie. It's just fucking mind blowing some of the roles he's taken. We watched well, hey, I want to get. I'm sorry. What are y'all's favorite Nick Cage movies?
Sorry.
When were we introduced to him? Right?
Yeah, when were you introduced to him? And if you have a favorite Nicolas Cage, what
There's
is
so
it?
many.
Yeah, it really is. Crystal pointed out like his IMDb
He is
sheet
done.
or something.
I was just going through that. I completely forgot he was in Kick-Ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
What the
Yeah.
That's okay. You
Oh
know
my
what?
gosh.
So Face Off was my introduction to him.
Yeah.
But I think Kick Ass was my favorite
Fuck
Yeah.
Nicolas
yeah.
Cage performance.
What a
So
great.
good.
Oh, damn, I need to
Face
watch
Off was
that.
my
That's a
introduction to
good
him,
fucking-
but favorite movie is gonna be The Unbearable Weight of
It was
Matt
so
Tyler or whatever.
good.
That
Honestly.
was such a good fucking movie. Like not just
him and like Pedro
Pascal.
Pascal, so
their-
good
their-
together.
Yeah, their
Yes.
chemistry is
Yeah,
perfect.
that was such a good movie. Like I was dying laughing the whole way
Yeah.
through,
Yeah,
and
it
it's
was
a good
so much fun.
storyline. Like
It was fucking beautiful.
It's weird.
Yeah.
The whole time they
So
were trying to make their movie, they
Yeah.
were making the movie, which
Yeah.
is fucking
exactly.
awesome.
They're like, what if we had?
It was the most
a
self-aware
kidnapping?
movie that
It-
didn't
yeah.
take it
Yeah.
too
It was
far.
one massive fourth wall break that you just
Yes.
didn't realize you were watching.
Oh no,
But it
I
was
knew
so
I knew it was happening.
And
I
just
was like,
the way that they act, like their characters were so funny. Like Nick Cage as Nick Cage was hilarious. Pedro Pascal was fucking hilarious.
I'd like to
Yeah.
imagine that is
Character.
both exactly how they are.
Right.
I feel like
They
it's pretty
are
close.
different.
That is what
I feel like it's pretty
yeah.
I feel like
close.
they are also now best friends, and you can't take that
Yeah.
away from me. They're hanging
Yeah.
out right now.
Yeah.
I feel like the whenever they were, because you guys brought up like when they were talking about doing kidnapping, and he was like, we can't do that because they're gonna be like,
He
he's
gets
gonna
so
know.
pissed.
Like he's gonna know, like that's not good storytelling. We can't do this. Like everybody does it, and he was like so serious, and I was like I would love, like you guys said, I would love to imagine that that's how this movie went.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, and it was funny too, like how I don't know, just everything about it, just like how he was like, no, that's not his character. I can read him because I'm a trained theater, like I know how to read personalities or whatever. And he was fucking right the whole time
Yeah.
about his
Yeah.
character. He's like he's
Yeah.
actually a good guy and stuff like that. It's so funny.
Yeah.
'Cause they're like, you think an FBI trained person is not gonna know that this guy is the guy,
Yeah, and they were wrong. the
and
whole
they were
time.
wrong the whole time. Yeah, fucking
He,
great.
I think when I was introduced to him, I really want to say it's Gone in 60 Seconds, but it has to be either Gone in 60
a good
Seconds, The Rock, or Con Air. Which one came out first though? Because I'm not.
I'm not sure.
I'm gonna
I'm
say
gonna
Con
page
Air
right now,
because that
hold on.
seems like the oldest
Yeah.
movie that I've
The
heard
Rock
him being
came
in.
out
Look up his other
before
movies
Con
too. I know
Air.
you
Okay.
guys
Okay,
want
because I was
one
gonna say
that's
all three of those, like thinking about like movies I watched when I was younger, like those three are, for me, they're fucking amazing. I love them.
Yeah.
Are we going to talk about the fact that we should do an episode purely based around Paddington 2?
Right.
It's the world's best movie,
The
apparently.
Knowing. See, that's another movie
Yeah.
I saw. The Knowing.
Yeah.
Man,
I think that's a
Holy
very
shit.
underrated.
It was
Nick
good.
Cage. Yeah, it was
I
like.
that was a really
I just
good
thumbed
movie.
through his
What was?
IMDb again. The
The
Knowing.
Knowing.
Babe, you
I
remember?
didn't see that
You
one.
remember the other day we were getting ready for bed, and I was watching a TikTok, and the guy was like calling everyone else by character, but then he would just say Cage does this, then he does that, and then you notice that the numbers did this, and we watched the entire thing, and it was only part one of the video, and you're like, whoa, what happens next? Because it just cuts off. That was The Knowing.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it had
brain.
the plane crash.
I
don't remember. Wow.
I'm
There's-
sorry.
I feel like
God.
for
I'm glad I
The
talked to
Knowing,
myself
like,
for like 30
do,
minutes
like-
while that was happening.
We do like the whole like end of the world, like like Day After Tomorrow and like stuff like that. Like those movies, I feel like that's kind of how The Knowing was. It definitely had
Okay.
that.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
It had
Oh,
like
yeah.
a 2012
Yeah,
vibe.
Doomsday vibes the whole time.
Yeah, because the whole time he's like, okay, so there's this list of numbers, and he's like, no, hold on, these all kind of add up to big events. There were people who've been killed and
Oh,
murdered.
It was
I remember
good.
that.
Died.
Yeah.
So
Did the kids
he
die? Like, no,
tries
the
to
kids
prevent
survived.
Oh, yeah.
Everything else was
Yeah.
gone, right?
Ends
Yep.
up being that like
It's-
aliens or
It
something.
did involve
Like,
aliens
God
a little
damn
bit.
it, That's such
the
a
two
man.
kids.
But it was
And they're like,
because
they're
I
Shut
fucking
the
hate
world
alien
over.
movies.
it wasn't done
It was
in a
good.
weird way. It was a really good
I
way
hate
of
it when
doing
they're
it.
like, it feels like bad writing. It feels like they ran out of ideas and they're like,
It worked so
No,
good
you
for
need
it.
to watch it.
It works
It
so
actually
good.
works
kind of
really
touch
well.
on the fact that the aliens might not actually just be aliens, but that when they think of like angels in heaven, because
Yeah.
they reference like Ezekiel, and so they talk about like going to heaven and dying, and then like just like stuff that's
They
in the
make
Bible.
it seem like
tie in like
they started Earth.
yeah,
Yeah.
like that maybe the angels and God are actually
Aliens.
or that aliens are actually
They really heavily implied that they were aliens.
like
and
it's,
like they
it's
were.
really weird. You just can interpret it.
What were they
differently.
doing? Survivals.
Sorry.
Wait, my bad. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm good.
I was just gonna say there's like such a block in my mind when it comes to alien stories. Like I'm just like, I don't know. For some reason,
Because
like,
you grew up in Holland and everyone over there
No,
got
I-
abducted. And they're like, that alien put a finger in my butt, and like now they celebrate corn.
I believe aliens probably exist in some level on some plane, but like
Another planet.
whenever we first started Stranger Things, for example, like first episode, I was like, "Is this fucking about aliens?" I got so mad before we even got into
I
it.
feel like
Yeah.
I
I
thought
feel
it
like
was
you
done
having
really
a thing
well.
against aliens is awkward, considering your love of like paranormal.
Yeah.
There's
Aliens
more
are
That kinda blew me out
evidence.
that they are
paranormal.
paranormal.
No. I'm
But
saying there's
it's-
more evidence of alien activity being
No,
legit
but
that there is like paranormal.
It's not about whether or not they exist. It's
Right.
about, is it interesting?
Oh, well,
Aliens to me are
it's just not. It's not your
I think you've
jam.
been
Yeah.
exposed to the wrong alien
Episode
movies, so we
idea,
have to
aliens.
Like
yeah.
everyone fucking jizzes over signs.
Dude,
That movie's
boring.
dope.
as fuck. I got
movie.
scared
That
when I was
movie-
younger
there's
watching
other
it.
ones.
I'm pretty
I
sure
was
that's
like,
the first
there are
movie
other
that
movies that were
stopped
better.
my heart.
Yeah.
Clean
No,
your
that
pants.
movie,
It's
yeah, that
like-
movie's
clip.
amazing.
Oh, you know, whenever he comes out from behind the bush, I'm like, whatever. You know that one.
Yeah, where he comes out of like the cornfield and
Yes.
you see him for like a split
No,
second.
he's like in the city or something.
Dude, that
Yeah.
scared the shit out
That's
of
the
me. when I was
clip that
young,
made
bro.
my butthole like just.
Yeah, it's not interesting to me at all.
That's just not your jam. That's cool.
Yeah.
But you know, there's one alien movie that I liked, and that was The Shining. That one to me was cool.
See, it's funny you said The Shining because I was gonna bring up
No,
Stephen
not The
King.
Shining.
I was like,
sorry.
wait a
No,
minute.
The
I was like,
Shining
The
is not
Shining
alien.
was
The
Ghost.
Mist.
You
The
were
Mist.
just
Did I
The
miss
Mist.
it?
No. I
Yes.
was
Sorry,
going somewhere with
sorry,
that.
yes.
I was like,
The Mist even
Mist.
works too because it's still Stephen King. Stephen
Yeah.
King's
So
entire
sad.
jam is aliens.
The Mist
Oh,
is done.
did
It
you
Even
like it?
It turned out to be about an alien.
It's a fucking alien.
Yeah.
is an alien. A
Yeah.
fucking.
I was gonna
horrible-
recommend that we talk Stephen King later, so we'll shelve
Good
that
idea,
one.
All right.
Yeah.
But-
Anyway, yeah, sorry, sidetrack.
No, it's
mean-
where you went.
I might
implied
try
that
the
it's aliens.
Knowing since we're talking about Nick Cage.
The Knowing-
I'll probably get that one.
You
try.
were watching the movie or the little TikTok, and you were like, "What happened
No,
next?"
but you know what?
Even though you don't
it's
remember.
an interesting story. I think as soon as aliens come into it, it's like
Aliens
No,
are
it's
only
still-
in it
it's still-
the last like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I can't roll my eyes hard enough.
Like Interstellar was one that had like a. It was like. Was
Still
it
never
aliens or,
watched
like,
Interstellar.
No, Interstellar.
It wasn't like who was
There was
communicating
one
with him?
scene in it that was in the commercial.
It was him.
And I
It was
couldn't
him
watch
talking to
because of
himself.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Aliens?
future human.
that. Fuck me up.
War of
Interstellar's
the
like,
Worlds.
That
That's
one
a
got
good
me
alien
when I was.
one.
Like, that was one that I watched.
That's a
in-
good
None of
one.
these
Theater
movies
was
have
terrifying.
Nicolas fucking
Sorry,
Cage
I
in them, though.
They don't. We're so
It was
disrespectful.
annoying.
Oh, the
Back to
knowing.
the knowing.
The
The
knowing.
knowing.
is
What was
dope.
yours?
Man, I'm surprised none of y'all said like. I was waiting for someone to say like. Someone's got to say National Treasure.
I
or
was
something.
gonna.
I know,
I was
yeah.
on
But-
the border
Yeah, I
between, but
figured.
yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like
episode
if
was
we're
about
ranking
it.
just fun movies, of course, like
Oh,
National
yeah.
Treasure's there.
But it's like
For
first
But if
sure.
you're
exposure.
talking about like Nicolas Cage, like great Nicolas Cage movies, I don't think it's even on this list. I feel
Color
like
of
he's
Space.
done
Color of
so
Space.
much better
I don't
movies
know.
than
Yeah.
National
I
Treasure.
think it
Never
definitely
seen it.
goes on the list. You've never
For
seen
sure.
National Treasure?
No.
I'm telling
Holy
you're
shit.
saying in like
Alex,
the grand
you?
scheme of
What?
all of the Nicolas Cage movies.
Damn. Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Well,
You got Face Off, Gone in 60
Oh.
Seconds.
Well, there-
you got
But there's
all these
also
movies
really
and-
bad movies that you're like, why the
the
fuck
one
are we
with Cher.
watching these?
I
So,
forget
like,
that
those
one.
are
Looking
Looking
I
Glass.
never
Yeah,
said
you have
that
to watch that one
National
out.
Treasure was a bad movie compared
what
to
I'm
his movies.
saying
I'm
is,
saying it's not on
I
his
feel
list
like
of like
it
his
definitely
best
should
movies.
go on top of that list because I feel like it's a very popular movie that a lot of people fucking love.
I mean,
and
there are a lot of really
they were
popular
really.
movies
I
people
think
love.
the
Doesn't make them
thing-
great.
so fun.
Ghost Rider 2. I
Ghost Rider
thought it
trash.
wasn't that really good.
Ghost
I
Rider
thought
2.
it wasn't that good.
Ghost Rider 2 was a slow burn.
I
It-
thought you were gonna be like fucking Ghost Rider.
It took me watching it way more than once to really understand and like it.
Way
but-
more
I
than
didn't
one.
even make it through the
No,
first
no, no.
time.
And I'm not saying it's a good movie at all, but it is a lot better than we gave it credit for.
As
It
a
was
fan-
one of those like they tried to do something completely off the wall and do like this weird artistic thing with it, and for what they were trying to do, it was good. It's not that bad.
I enjoyed the first one.
Yeah.
I tried to watch the second one, and I maybe made it like 35.
I stopped. I was watching it
I was
last
watching
night.
it, and I was like, I cannot fucking do this.
Yo,
And
that
I
is
took
Nick
it
Cage
out.
at his, that is hype
Threw
Nick
it.
Cage.
Dude, no.
He is unhinged in that movie.
I
Like
love-
he is fucking crazy.
And
I mean,
I
I-
think that's what is like intense or like what makes it hard to say like, oh, this is my favorite Nick Cage movie because what kind of Nick Cage do you want? Because
Yeah.
there's
He
like
does it
there's
all.
like the I will
Plethora.
say National Treasure is a great fucking movie,
Well-
but it's like it is the most like chilled out version. It's like one
It's
of
the
the
most
more,
middle of the road Nick Cage
it's-
movie you
that's
can
mainstream Nick
Yeah.
Cage.
I was about to say, like, you guys are talking about like all these action movies, all the
Color
like, you
of
know.
Space wasn't action.
Well-
that was a trippy ass movie.
I was actually introduced to Nick Cage very differently, but still over the top. But one of his wholesome movies that my dad like sat me down with, and you know, we
Sat you
just
down.
like
get. The
here,
slow
son,
burn
we're
for
gonna
giving
Nick
us this
Cage.
title, though.
Yeah, for real. This is how he tells stories.
we have like
Like,
He always starts.
imagine it's
Dad.
Italy, circa 2022. We're on a wheat field, and my dad
Perkins
sits me
does
down with a VHS tape.
imagine, and Fabian does context.
Yes.
What's the name of this
Here for
movie?
it.
Let's
Let's
start
do it.
there.
this is Raising Arizona. And
Great fucking movie.
Exactly. This is one of those like if you shit on Nick Cage, you just watch this one. Like give it a chance.
Yeah.
Give him a chance because I remember like watching that and maybe I was really young, maybe 8 around the time. And yeah, this was around probably the time Ghost Rider was about to come out or so, and everyone's just like, "Oh, why Nick Cage? Like he's so shitty.
Why
Why
not
they
Nick
get
Cage?"
him?" You know.
Why did
not?
I think it sounded like you were describing something from the 90s?
No,
Well,
Raising Arizona came out in
when-
'87.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good
shit.
night, sir.
that's
Yeah, wow.
Early Nick
How
Cage.
old are
when
you?
I watched it, well, I was born in '97, y'all. So sorry.
Not even thought of before.
Yeah, when I watched it, it must have been like, I don't know, somewhere.
Probably
in-
10 years old at that point, man.
I was young.
Wow.
But
That's
that
wild.
movie was amazing.
That's a great movie, though. It's one of those feel good stories.
Yeah.
It's definitely out of character for.
I will say
Gotta watch
trying
it.
to watch old original like Nick Cage movies is kind of hard. I watched it was like Peggy Sue Gets Married,
Oh,
and that was
God.
like one of his first movies because it was in the 80s. But that movie is all like this
When she
chick
says
like
that hurts my heart.
goes to
My birth
she
year.
like goes to her class reunion and
old-ass
like
movie.
hits her head or something, and so she like mentally like travels back in time, and it's all about her realizing that she needs to like not marry her high school sweetheart, and she needs to do other shit. But her high school sweetheart is Nick Cage, and she goes through this whole stuff trying to like live her life, only to go back to realizing that she does live like Nick Cage's character, and that she can't have her kids without Nick Cage's character.
God.
And so they end up together anyways, and so the whole movie is like, why? Like, what the fuck was the point
I
of
hit
this
my
movie?
head. in
The 80s
time
was a
travel.
lawless
Like,
place.
Nick Cage is like him himself, he's so young, and it's so fucking weird and awkward to watch him because even like you know his voice. Like
Yeah.
I feel like you hear Nick Cage, you're like, that's Nick Cage.
Yeah.
So even his voice is like it's all like high pitched and shit. And I
You
was
brought
like,
it up. Like,
oh my
sometimes his
God.
voice is super, like, screechy or
I feel like
squealy.
it's gotten deeper
And then
as he's got.
Some women it's like
Yeah.
super low.
I love it now. It's great.
Like
We
Pig.
can fucking handle it.
Going into like his character, like his dynamics and stuff. I mean, Raising Arizona, I just want to bring it back to there. He's like
Yeah.
a countryman, you know? He's just like a hillbilly, and he wants his wife, who she's like an ex-cop, he's an ex-con. That's how they meet up. So they meet up
that
when they're taking the mug
sounds
shots, and they're just like,
Like breaking a law, but okay.
oh yeah, for sure, yeah.
Sounds like
And they
non-compliant.
like get together, and she's infertile, so she wants a baby, and he does what any man would do. Not really, but he goes to
I know where we're
kidnap
going
that
after
baby.
this. He's kidnapping the baby.
And
Oh,
Wait,
God.
what?
Raising
kidnaps
Arizona.
the baby from a rich family, and he thinks nothing of it. He thinks he's doing his wife a favor, and he has like these 4 little children in these cribs, and they each have a name above them, right? And he's like, I'm just gonna take this one, you know?
Oh my god.
And so
It's not where babies come from.
oh, is
You
that?
don't just go take them from rich people.
God.
But
Oh,
Only
one
rich
baby,
people.
please.
through the whole thing, you like learn
Hold
the
the
family's
fries.
a bad family, and they don't even deserve the child. And there's like, you know,
He rescued her. He
yeah, and
kidnapped
he's
her.
like doing anything he can to please his wife and
This feels like an
actually have
ethics
this
challenge.
kid. You know, it was great.
It's that moral gray area.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
Do I kidnap a kid? or
So
not?
to switch
God.
on, because I feel like he does some movies that are the same movies, they're just slightly different. So to touch on another movie where his wife can't have a kid and wants a kid, have you guys seen Grand Isle?
Oh
Never.
God,
So-
fucking Grand Isle.
We watched it.
I forgot
and
about
then
that movie.
we watched it when we wanted to do the Nick Cage movie episode originally.
Yeah.
And then we came back and I was like, oh, okay, well, let me put that on. What's this one about? I started and I was like, we've already fucking watched this. Are you shitting me? Like, I completely had forgot about it. That whole movie is fucking wild. They like hire some dude to come fix their fence. And it's like a middle of a hurricane, so he can't get back home. So he ends up being stuck with them. Well, when he's stuck with them, like a bunch of weird ass shit happens between them. He ends up sleeping with Nick Cage's wife, and she's fucking crazy. Nick Cage is fucking crazy, but he's like a veteran and has like his own like mental issues that he's dealing with. So he's just trying to make his wife happy, but she's fucking crazy. So I'm going to completely spoil the whole movie for
That's
you.
fine. I
because
will
the way
never
it
watch this
ends-
movie.
It's probably been out a million
is that
years.
So the way it ends is that the guy that ended up staying and fixing their fence or whatever, he ends up arrested, and they're like, well, you killed this guy, he was with you, and he's like, no, let me tell you about the crazy ass shit that I saw and what's happening. So his wife can't have kids, so they were kidnapping like fucking teenagers and knocking them up and then like keeping them in their fucking basement. So when the cops finally like raid the house, they take the wife, Nick Cage like dips out, and then they rescue like the girls that were in there with their fucking kids. Like one of the kids is like 7, and so like
Holy
they've been
shit.
like doing this for a while. So they like rescue them.
I might
and
watch
then
this movie now.
End up having a whole moment.
It's
Like,
a mind fuck,
so
man. It's
trippy.
weird.
That sounds like it's based on
Like-
a real true crime
It's
story.
well, there's a few that are
You
similar to
remember
that. There's
that?
the Ohio people from
I wonder
Ohio.
if that's the one where they were like trapped in that house. And,
They
like,
were.
Yeah.
That is.
Same
Oh
one.
shit! It's
Could
possible.
be.
I know like that
But
Frozen
no-
Ground
this shit
movie.
was
is
fucking
based on it.
wild. I was like,
How old is this movie?
I don't think it's
more recent. I
I want
think.
to say 18, maybe.
Opposite.
Oh, they
Raising
didn't. It could
Arizona
be. It could be
Feels.
inspired by
very well
that.
be
Yeah.
Very
inspired by
opposite.
Talking about
Very
like
opposite of Raising Arizona Feels.
Yeah.
yeah,
This one was fucking trippy though.
sweet chaotic. Unhinged Nick Cage. Did y'all watch Mom and Dad?
Oh my god.
yeah.
That
I need
is
to
that
watch
is
that one. I
grade A
That movie
unhinged.
is so
That's
cool.
crazy.
Yeah,
What happens?
that's all.
So
2019.
okay,
Baby,
so then yeah, that
explain
could be definitely inspired by that true event.
What happened to Mom and
True crime.
Dad?
So
Right now
Mom and
it's in
Dad,
Louisiana.
Mom and Dad is like a borderline zombie movie where they don't know why it's happening, they don't know what's triggering it, but all of a sudden, every mom and dad wants to kill their kids. Every old ones want to kill
This
their.
also sounds familiar.
Dude, it does, but I haven't
I
seen
think
it.
I think it's because we talked about it during our zombie episode.
Oh.
Because it was one of those situations where I don't know if it's necessarily zombie because they're not dead. They're
fucking
they're
crazy.
just
They
like
just wanna murder them.
something triggers like all of a sudden, and like
It just has the same energy as a zombie movie. but,
Yeah.
like the one where they run fast, like because it's very chaotic.
and like I said, they're not dead. They're very aware of what's going on. They're like, it's wild because
they
as
only
Nick
want to
Cage,
kill their kids.
yeah, they only want to kill their own child, and it happens.
what the
That's
fuck?
I think it shows them like picking their kids up from school or
Yeah.
something like that. But then Nick Cage is trying to kill his kids, and him and his wife are trying to kill their kid, and all of a sudden, their mom and dad
show up.
show up
fuck.
trying to kill
To kill
them,
them?
but they're like older, so it's like, Mom, Dad, what do you? And like, I don't know. It's so it's a wild
What
ride.
did y'all
It's-
watch it on? I kind of
I
want to
think
watch
that's
It's
it.
on-
on Netflix.
No, I think it's on Hulu right
Hulu?
now.
I'll
Yeah,
look at it. Hold on.
yeah.
This
Oh,
true
I
crime
think it
thing
was
y'all were
there.
talking about for Grand Isle, did the true crime event take place in Louisiana?
no, it took in Ohio.
Okay, this thing happened. This movie was set in Louisiana.
Okay.
So I don't know if that.
I mean, they could have taken the situation
Yeah,
and
just
I was gonna say,
loosely
but I
manipulated
also
the
feel
story.
like this situation is not something that is like unheard of.
No,
feel
I
like-
just wasn't
No,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah, I was like, so it might not have been specifically.
But
that
it was-
one, but
that-
it
that's
could
the
be
thing
same
is, like,
story.
Perkins is on Hulu
Bet.
and Amazon Prime.
nice.
Big bet.
So the true crime thing that happened, it was in Ohio. This man kidnapped 3 women, basically enslaved
was
them for
wild.
like years, had children with them. They would not be let out of this house, and finally, like, I think it was right around when we started dating.
Was it?
Yeah, it was like because I remember being in Ohio for that
Oh,
month,
shit.
right around the time that it was going on.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's very similar story.
Like, they had
I'd have to look it up.
Babies with him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I even know about this one too.
It's
yeah.
fucking wild.
So the one that Justin was talking about earlier,
Frozen Ground.
Frozen Ground, that one was actually
Based on a
the
true crime
story.
event.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
And it has John Cusack in it too. You find out really early,
Man.
like he's the villain.
Fuck John Cusack. Sorry.
What do you got against him?
He's one of those shitty people that has fucking like sexually assaulted somebody.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Sorry, I
yeah.
did not know that.
I got him and
know
Kevin
that.
Spacey confused. I didn't know John
Oh wait,
Cusack
no,
was
you
a
know
part
what?
of that.
I got him.
I was about to say, I'm
God.
pretty sure.
Oh my
he's
God.
clean.
Take it back.
We're gonna go
Poor
back
John
on this John
Cusack.
Cusack thing for
Yeah.
now.
John Cusack's listening to nerd shit. Like, what did I do?
Fucking Kevin
Other than
Spacey
fucking
again. No, it's weird
I'm
that
so
you
sorry.
did that because I had that same moment. I was like, do we like him still? And I had to go
Yeah.
look him up.
I was like, he's made a couple bad movies, but I didn't think
Like,
he was
he's
that
played a
bad.
good villain, and
No.
Movies
my
that,
bad.
So I've realized that we haven't
crazy.
really touched on a few movies that Nicolas Cage has done that we super love, or at least I think we all do. He's in fucking Into the Spider-Verse.
Yes,
He's-
absolutely. Well,
Oh, shit, he
so
is.
we actually have an unreleased episode where we were talking about fan casting our own Spider-Man movies, and Crystal brought up that she would want one about the
Noir.
not noir, but the Peter Parker that was kind of like out of shape and like
Oh, yeah.
run down. And I was like, who
Yeah.
would you want to play that role? She said Nick Cage, and I was like,
Yeah.
that is fucking perfect.
He voices
Yeah.
Noir, and
He
The
voices
second-
Noir.
My second
But
choice would be
I
the guy
want
that
him to
actually
be that.
voiced him, the guy Nick from
Nick,
Oh,
yeah.
I'd love to see him as
Oh,
a run down
yes,
Peter
yes,
Parker.
yeah.
But I
But-
think look-wise, Nick
Yeah.
Cage
I want Nick Cage.
looks
No, 100%.
more.
Totally. Well,
But-
no, Nick Miller does too. Well, he's not Nick Miller. That's not his real name.
Yeah, I don't know. He's Nick
That's
Miller.
the new
That's
girl.
him.
But I guess he's too short to be Spider-Man.
Yeah, an older Spider-Man,
An
too
older
short.
Spider-Man,
Yeah.
Did you guys know that Nick Cage was supposed to be a Superman?
I was actually gonna
Yeah.
bring that up.
What?
Yeah, there's photos that.
Yep.
Actually, I'm gonna put a photo right here,
Insert.
and
here.
you're gonna. This is what Nicolas Cage was supposed to look like as Superman.
Yep. He was
And I
screen
don't
tested.
know how I would feel about it because he has long hair, but and I think the suit looks a lot like the DCU's Superman suit.
It's really weird. Like that whole story that was supposed to be, and there's a plenty of like documentaries about it. It's
Yeah.
a Superman movie that was never made. Kevin Smith drafted the script. Same Kevin Smith has been like Jay and Silent Bob and all that.
He's like the
Um,
god
Oh,
of
yeah,
nerds. Like
Kevin
if you don't know who he is,
Yeah, he's done a lot
Shout
for,
out Kevin
for
Smith.
nerd.
Sponsor us, Kevin Smith.
He wrote the script. It was going to have Brainiac in it. So I'm pretty sure it was going to be like a Death of Superman story.
Ooh.
It was going to be
Oh.
massive. And I think Tim Burton even had a hand in it.
Wow.
Yeah, because he had just come off of Batman. And I'm pretty sure they even have like set photos. And I'll try and find them. But
Yeah.
it was fucking wild. And Nick Cage was, he was cast. It wasn't, he was
Yeah.
considered, he was cast, which is why in Teen Titans Go, they have a movie. It's Teen Titans Go to the Movies. And it's
yeah.
Superman's in it. And Nick Cage voices his Superman.
That's
Love that.
so
Yeah.
funny.
That is
He
so
also,
funny.
his son also is
Batman, you
plays
said?
one of the voices. His son I think is Bruce who plays. Yeah, I think he does
His
like
son's name
young
is
Bruce
Kal-
Wayne or
Kal-El
something.
too.
Yeah,
was gonna have
newsflash.
Superman.
In real
Bruce
life,
Wayne is Batman.
Yeah.
I said I think he was. First of all,
Like,
I was like, yes, the renowned actor Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, his son is named Kal-El, I believe.
yeah.
That's
I
so
I
funny.
respect him so much as far as like beyond acting goes. Like when you delve into like personality and stuff, I've seen some of it on like Pawn Stars, and you know how. Well, I'm not sure if you guys know, but the whole Action Comics one.
Yeah.
Like him purchasing. I think he bought it for
He's
like
a
150,000.
The man is
Nerd.
is a fan
He's
of
a
the
huge,
of
like,
the
comic
genre.
book
Like
fan.
it's cool
Superheroes.
seeing actors that are like that though, that are very much like, I'm just happy to fucking be here, guys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So we were talking about his name before we started recording, and he changed because his last name is like Coppola or something like that. I don't want to make sure I'm not pronouncing it wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. And so if I'm right, his like uncle, I think it is into like directing and did the Godfather movies and all that. So I think what I read was that for him to kind of break away from their name.
Yeah.
So that way he could try to make his own, fame not being completely tied to them. He switched the last name to Cage.
His
after
full name?
Luke Cage.
Is Nicholas
Oh,
Kim
Luke Cage.
Coppola.
Yeah.
Wow. My mind is blown right now because like
Not
it was
Nick
Cage.
I did not know
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
I didn't know it was a stage
I
name.
feel like when you think about it though, the name just sounds kind of fake. Nick Cage. It
Cage.
just
I thought it
sounds
was
like
But
a,
I thought
it's
it was
Hollywood.
like- I thought it was
it's almost
real.
like one of those people
Born-
destined.
I don't hate it.
for
It just
fame.
sounds.
Yeah.
It's like a famous name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm sure there's a few actors out there that have that name that were like their name is so good they were destined to be famous.
Yeah.
I
I've
feel
gone my
like
whole
Nick
life
Cage
not
has
knowing
lived
that.
a really interesting life. I feel like from him starting to all the shit he's gone through, from like being famous and like making all the money he had to blowing all his money because he just buys fucking any and everything that he's like hype about. Like
Nicolas
Comics.
Cage is what
fucking
happens when
They
one of
showed-
us got a lot of money and we're like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah,
buy a fucking T-Rex.
We're like, you know what? I'm into dinosaurs.
Yeah.
That's kind of like they show that in the movie where he plays himself and he
Yeah.
sees the like shrine of himself.
And he
Yeah.
wants some
He's
of it.
like, how much did you pay for that?
Yeah.
I'll give you 20,000 for it. Like, like that's like the perfect example of
Like,
like
I'm sorry.
Again, I
that's
wonder.
the myth, the legend of Nicolas
Yeah.
Cage.
I wonder
you
in
know?
playing those movies though, if like he read the script and if he was like, motherfuckers.
Follow
he's
me.
like, all right, guys, I know what to do here. You're
Yeah.
right.
Well, we learned a random.
Yeah, I was about to
fun
say.
fact
So he
about
has a tomb in New Orleans. Did y'all know about that?
No.
It's in the
He
shape of a
has
pyramid.
already a tomb in New Orleans, and he has paid for what the fuck is it called? Where the The Catholic Church
to
takes
the
care of it.
upkeep.
Yeah, forever and ever.
Can we
and
go
ever.
visit this?
Wow.
Is this
I
like
Yeah,
think we
something?
can, yeah.
yeah,
go
it's
to.
in New Orleans.
God, let's
and it's in
go.
the shape of like a pyramid, and like
mean,
he's
he's
not
not gonna
even
be there,
fucking
but-
dead yet. But like he has it there, and like the Catholic Church has to take care of it. He paid the Catholic Church to like take
so
care of
crazy.
it forever.
I love it.
My theory is that
Yeah.
there was the movie he made that was about the Crusades.
Yeah.
And I wonder if, like, like he made a deal with the Catholic Church that, like, all right, I'm gonna do this movie, but for the
But-
rest of forever, you have to clean my shit when I die.
Respect my fucking name.
My aunt has this theory that he's actually not broke, and he's storing all of his money in that
And that
tomb
sarcophagus.
because legally you cannot break into someone's tomb. Like the cops can't go into someone's tomb. Like it's
So you're
a
saying
tomb.
he's just like banking money in there just
Yeah.
in
Wow.
case?
yeah.
But that means he can't even go get it though.
I
Oh,
mean,
he can.
I was saying like maybe he puts on a hoodie and he's like
Comes in the middle of the
at
night,
night and just like
on Hallows Eve.
here's the
That's actually the real legend
the
of
legend of
Halloween.
Nick
is
Cage.
on October 31st, you go to bed early so Nick Cage can go get his own money.
Go to bed so Nick Cage can go make a withdrawal.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
How long has he had that for? Like the tomb?
Let me
Like
see.
forever?
Yeah,
Like,
I was
just
gonna say,
out of
like, I don't know
nowhere?
exactly how long he's had it, but he's had it for a while.
I feel like if you guys ever get a chance, like, just fucking Google this, man. Like, there's so, like, when you just Google, like, facts.
he just
like,
doesn't seem real.
There's so much shit that he's bought and sold and like things that have happened to him. Like, was it that he bought a T-Rex head or?
He bought like a fossilized
Was
it-
T-Rex
But
skull.
they like
I'm
came
pretty
back
sure.
and were like, yeah, no, you
can't
can't do
own it,
that.
yeah.
And like took it from him and they were like, yeah, it belongs with this random ass fucking like, I don't know, museum or something.
Did
And
they
so,
buy it back?
No, I'm
I
pretty
think
sure
they
they
just like took
confiscated it.
Yeah, like I think it was like I don't know if don't
Illegal
quote me.
buy?
Oh,
I don't know if
would've
it was
got
illegal
No,
buy,
I would
but
have got
I would
money.
get my money back.
I'm pretty sure it had to have been at a point if he could have afforded it to buy a
Yeah.
fossil T-Rex head that he had the money to be like, oh, that sucks. Nothing, that was
Did
fun.
he
Yeah.
lost money on so much shit apparently and spend it on so much stuff? Like it's just fucking insane.
He bought it in 2010. It's 9 foot tall, and on it is inscribed the words in Latin "Omnia ab uno," which means everything from one. Which I
This
think
is
is
the
just
tomb, not the dinosaur
yeah,
head,
the
right?
tomb. Sorry,
Sounds like
for him to be
Illuminati.
like, everything from me, bitch. Like that.
Yeah, he's definitely hiding money in there.
Yeah.
Like the treasure from National Treasure. He actually
Yeah.
he bought that treasure and stored it in the
Yep.
tomb.
Oh my god.
He's planning on coming back.
He has
alive.
the original reel from the Superman movie in there.
He has the 10 Commandments. Little
Yeah.
do you know, he is the second coming of Jesus.
But yeah, it's in New Orleans.
Oh,
We should
man.
make
There's
a
a-
nerd
Oh my
shit
god, I'm gonna
road
pitch
trip.
that to him. Like, Nick, all right, imagine you
When
were
you just pass
Jesus,
him in
right?
passing.
Yeah. Like you're Jesus and you're doing all this Jesus-y shit, but if Jesus were like, I don't want to be the savior, I just want to be a dude.
I just want to be Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, that would be a cool
And you're
movie.
Nicolas Cage.
That's how we got.
Did y'all see that he's
Nicolas
supposed to be
Cage.
playing like Dracula or something?
Yeah, I saw that.
He's the-
What?
Oh, he'd be a great.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
Dracula.
lie.
It's supposed to come out next year or the end of this year or something like that.
I'm not gonna lie, it looks weird. He looks like a weird Willy Wonka.
Does it look like he bought his costume at Party City? Because I just imagine him
He
in
looked
a really
like he
bad
bought the costume for Willy Wonka, the Johnny Depp version, and then was like, "I'm a vampire."
Oh god.
I want to watch
Oh,
that
that
trailer
sounds rough.
ASAP.
See, that makes no.
No,
So-
good. Let him
I
live
need
his.
it to be good because I feel like we were talking about like all this money and stuff he lost and he's blown money on, and we're talking about like that in relation to like roles he's taken because he's done roles like we said, like Con Air and The Rock and stuff like that have been super big and they've been good movies. And then he's had those other movies where he kind of goes through like periods where he's like, look, I'll just take whatever the fuck I can get because I need the
But
money.
do you think he's doing that, or do you
But
think he's just like?
I was just
This looks
thinking. Well, and that's a
Yeah.
possibility.
I mean, he
'cause-
has all that money in
yeah,
his tomb.
apparently he's a huge fan of all of that stuff though, like the like Dracula and like Frankenstein and all those. But I feel like he did Pig. He did.
Pig was so good.
Yes,
I need to
he
watch
did
that. I've
Pig.
been wanting to see that, and I didn't know it
Guys,
was on.
Good.
I didn't know it was on
Pig,
Hulu.
Willie, what's it called?
Willy's Wonderland.
Willy's Wonderland, and then the Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Those are like the three most
Like, recent?
recent movies that he's done, and all three of those have been fucking like great for completely different reasons.
Yeah.
Like, they're not even close to being.
He's like,
anywhere
"Well, I got
related.
another movie, so I don't want a movie where I have to learn a bunch of lines.
Just want to throw it out there that Nicolas Cage is not hurting financially. Currently, he is worth $25 million.
Yeah, apparently
he
right
has
now
a
he's
yearly
doing
income
good.
of $4 million plus dollars,
He's got his
and
wife,
a monthly
they're having a
income
kid.
of
He just had a kid this year.
$350,000.
If you own first appearance of Superman, I don't know.
Yeah, Nicolas Cage is
Yeah,
not
I feel like
hurting.
at this
Yeah.
exact moment, like he's living his best life. Like he's just fucking killing it and just showing in his movies. But if his fucking Dracula looks like that makes me
So
nervous.
there are some actors that
please
are kind of
don't.
notorious in Hollywood for not being able to say no to roles. Christopher Walken is another big one. He doesn't say no. Like if you hand him a script and you have like a legitimate part for him, like I can't just be like, hey, I'm going to make you this movie and put you in it. And he'd be like, yeah, but if Hollywood approaches him, chances are he's taking the role. I feel like Nicolas Cage is another one of those.
Yeah.
He's
Oh, man.
completely, I feel like you have to be self-aware to make a movie like the Unbearable Weight movie
Yeah.
and
'Cause he
not
puts
know that
himself
that's
a
just
lot in
your,
that movie.
that's just your, how you are. You take those fun roles or you take those
Yeah.
campy roles. It's,
Yeah.
he has to have owned his
Yeah.
He mentioned
Self.
in that movie, like constantly working. He's like, yeah, I'm always working. So when I looked him up on like IMDb, he's literally made a movie like every year since like 1981.
God.
Oh,
Like
wow.
from
Holy
81
dude's
till
been
current. Like
working.
even
Holy
he already
shit.
has
Yeah.
stuff planned for like the next year. And so from 81 till next year, he's put a movie out at least once a year.
Oh, this
That's
this Dracula
intense.
movie is going to be amazing.
Hey, do you guys think Crystal likes Nick Cage?
I think
So if you
She
can't
might
tell
be a fan.
based on her shirt,
My Cage Fighter shirt. All different characters from Nick Cage.
Oh my god.
when I
There's
tell
a
you
face-off one. There's one from
Con Air, Big Daddy,
Air, yeah.
or well, Kick Ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's up top. Yeah,
There's the one from Wicker Man.
Not the bees.
Yeah, I was so pissed when we went to go watch Wicker Man. Like I went to
I'm
the
dead.
theaters when I was in like I think it might have been like I might have been like 8th, 9th grade or something
Yeah.
like that, and we watched it, and he died at the end, and I didn't know anything about
Spoiler
it.
Spoiler
alert.
alert.
So, yeah.
God.
But when he died, like I was sitting in the movie theater and I stood up and I was like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "Let's go!" And I like pulled my friend up and we like ran out the theater. And I was like, "That's the worst fucking movie I've ever seen." And I was so mad they killed him. I was like, "This is bullshit."
You know what? Why hasn't Nick Cage been in an Expendable movie?
Oh,
I think he
yeah.
deserves
Worked
that. I
out
think he
good.
deserves
I
it.
feel like he's not.
He's one of the
and
greats.
I'm not saying that it wouldn't be fun, but I think
Just 'cause
tone wise,
done
he's
so
not.
much.
He's not
That's
for the
straight
Expendables.
action.
Like the Expendables is like straight action stars,
Oh.
where
He's
he's
too
not a
diverse for them.
straight action star.
Yeah, I
Like,
guess so.
All of those actors have been notoriously
Just action.
purely action.
Well, I mean, they got like
Don't they have Bruce Willis?
they do have Bruce Willis, but he's an action star.
You know, actually, his whole part of Expendables is funny. They removed him from Expendables because he was an asshole. Like, apparently, he asked for a lot of money and had demands, and they were like, "Bro, this is a fun movie. Like, we're not,
Calm down.
we're not
We're
making,
just trying to go.
we're not making blockbusters here." And I think that's why he got replaced with, I'm pretty sure, is Mel Gibson
Yeah, he
in
did.
the third
Oh,
movie.
Mel
Yeah.
Gibson.
Yeah.
I get those two confused all the time too.
Bruce Willis and Mel Gibson.
Same person.
White
like
men
10
with
weird
blue
ones.
eyes.
All white people look alike.
Yeah.
I think there's a theme going on with
We
her.
didn't talk about your favorite movie,
Which one?
The Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Fucking Sorcerer's
Wow.
Apprentice. See, that's a good one. I feel like
Yes.
doesn't get enough credit. I'm sad it didn't get more movies. He was great in that movie. That had one of my favorite scenes musically in like
Yeah.
any movie. Like at what was the name of that song?
It's a One Republic song.
Yeah.
Apologize.
I don't know.
Apologize.
I'm gonna look it up. Hold on.
Nick Cage.
But they do this really cool thing where it's like
Falling back.
like
Yeah,
electric,
motion.
like electricity's bouncing off of things and plays the song, and it's cool as shit. But Nicolas Cage, yeah, he's classic Nicolas Cage. He's kind of disgruntled and looks homeless. And if you haven't watched Pig yet,
Secrets.
yeah.
Secrets
My
by
biggest
Wonder
question
Boy.
about Pig is why this man never showered.
Same reason why I never shower.
thought
I
you
always
liked to
smell good.
good.
I always,
You gotta,
I always smell
in
good.
Pig though, like he's like moves and he becomes like he like off the grid, like he just lives in the middle of fucking nowhere basically, and he ends up having to go back to the city to try to find his pig. But shit happens to where realistically this man has a shower.
Like,
He's
why
like
aren't
covered
you?
in blood and like dirt and shit
Yeah.
like that. But and never at any point is he like, all right, yeah, like, can I use your bathroom?
Are you more intimidated by a
just gonna
person
wear the blood
if they have
forever.
like shit all over them, or if they're just clean?
Nobody questioned him.
Actually,
this
one
movie.
person did.
Oh,
One person asked if he needed medical attention, and
Oh,
it
yeah,
was
yeah.
really quick. No, and that's the only time anybody
Yeah.
was like,
And
"Hey, bro, you
everybody
look a
just
little
like-
busted."
I'm gonna watch
do
that. I
you?
really.
I don't want to
wanna
ruin
watch
the
that.
end of it because
Yeah, it's
yeah.
really good.
it's not even a movie you could really ruin. It's just
Sounds
it's
like
a
typical
weird
Nick
movie.
Cage.
It's really good.
An
though.
hour and a half of Nicolas Cage being Nicolas fucking Cage.
Yeah. Fuck
When
yeah.
I thought he was gonna go
Nicolas
hunt down a pig, I thought it was gonna be like John Wick, but like for his pig.
Yeah, I was expecting like a horror or
But, like,
something.
I'm
Yeah.
so glad it's not. Like it was so good.
So Crystal was telling us earlier that she is right. It's sometimes I feel like actors when they do a lot of roles, or you kind of have the history that Nicolas Cage has, or he's bad with money or X, Y, or Z. I don't think that makes him a bad actor. He acts
No.
his ass off. Again, Willy's Wonderland was not a good movie. It's not winning awards anytime soon, and I don't think people are going to talk about it.
But his
10
performance
years.
was great because
But-
it was dope.
He was solid
Yeah,
in that
okay.
he
movie.
did everything he needed to without
Yes.
words.
Yeah.
Like, without
I-
speaking, that took some skill. He was conveying different emotions. and
Take
just
that, A
not
Quiet
talking.
Place.
You go from like that to fucking Face Off. He was crazy.
He was
He
wild.
played both a villain and a hero in that movie and sold you on his character being
Yeah.
both.
Yeah, true.
And that fucking meme right there. He was crazy. He was
Yeah.
fucking nuts.
Yeah.
But then you have Con Air where he's like stoic and like an Alabama accent or some
Prison
shit.
and
I think that's why
he's
his
like the hero too.
comedy movies or just maybe The Unbearable Weight is what
Yeah.
I'm thinking of. Because I've always seen him as like a serious stoic actor.
Okay.
And so like when he's doing something humorous, like it's even funnier to me because it's like, you're not supposed
Right.
to be funny.
Yeah.
Like, you're not funny.
Another movie that he did great in that wasn't really typecasted for like kind of going back to like Raising Arizona is Matchstick Men. Matchstick Men is a great Nicolas Cage movie, and nobody talks about it a lot because it's not what you expect from a Nicolas Cage movie.
Yeah.
Even really think about it, I don't think about National Treasure when I think about Nicolas Cage movies, which is crazy because they are in their own world
so big.
huge movies. But when I
It's
think
like
about
go-to
Nicolas
for a lot
Cage
of people.
movies,
Yeah.
I don't, and
What
it's
was the
weird.
one he did with Jared Leto? Was it Lord of War?
Or yeah.
Yeah.
Lord of
Yeah.
War?
That
was
Oh
good.
my gosh, that movie.
He's done so many movies. Like there's that. There's Bangkok Dangerous. There's Next.
Next
we just
is a
talked about
great
Next.
movie.
Like that one was.
So
pretty
then, do
good,
y'all
too.
prefer him as like a more serious? Like, do you like prefer his more
He can do
serious
whatever
stuff,
he
or
wants.
you just like?
I agree.
Dude,
You're just like- you
anything
just
he
like-
wants,
I'll
dead
watch
ass
it.
serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've realized in some of these movies, like when we watch this, like even the ones that aren't good, when you watch like him act, you're like, dude, this guy's killing it. Like he's doing his best. Like
Yeah.
he's putting out all the energy he has to do the best he can for that character. And then you watch it, and there's other stuff where it's like either the writing's kind of off because like the script itself is like, what the fuck? Like it's
Yeah.
awkward, or unfortunately the other actors that are in the movie aren't
Ghost
that
Rider.
great, and it just
Yeah.
like
I was gonna say,
takes away from all that.
did y'all like him as Ghost? Like,
I
I know,
like the
I know
first
those,
one.
I know those movies get a lot of shit, but did y'all
I
like
like the
him
first
as
one.
I
Ghost
liked
Rider?
the first one.
I
I
didn't.
thought he
No.
was coming off as a boring country bumpkin, and
I
that
also-
was fine. I was like, fuck it.
Yeah, I was like, I also
I
supported
enjoyed
it because
it.
it was him.
That's-
So.
It was weird seeing
I was
Nicolas
like, all right.
Cage as Johnny, but it was just weird.
I gotta say, growing up with those comics, like that was just one of those. I felt like they weren't really putting that much into the actors that we have now playing them. Of course, the MCU and
Yeah, they're
it being
MCU's a different
Fox-
level.
Yeah, exactly. It being a Fox movie. And I love the X-Men series. I felt like it was on the same lines of just like greatness for me.
Yeah.
In terms of like, I think they did well with that one. I did
You
like
liked,
I did like him
Nick
as
Cage
Johnny
as
Blaze.
Johnny?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I liked his Ghost Rider. It's just if I had to, if you were to go back and recast, like who's Ghost Rider, I would never pick Nicolas Cage.
Yeah,
Even
Who would
prime
you
young
pick?
Nicolas Cage, I would never put in that role.
Oh wait, that's a good segue for the question you kind of brought up earlier.
Yeah, actually, like casting wise, like is there a movie or it could be whatever that you would like to see Nicolas Cage in that you think he would do a good job at? Personally, I want to see him as a serial killer. I want to see Nicolas
yeah.
Cage as an unhinged, like on a murder
Absolutely.
rampage,
Yeah.
as the villain entirely.
Yes.
I'm trying to think of what's coming up as far as like MCU stuff because he would be a good villain for the MCU.
That was gonna be my choice for sure. With the multiverse rumors that leaked out, it had me thinking about a lot of like casting stuff as far as
Mr. Sinister.
And honestly, like I don't mind him reprising his role as Ghost Rider, Johnny Blaze, just to pass it on.
Okay.
But
That would be a cool.
Yeah. At the same time, I feel like he does have so much range. It would be cool to see him as like a different, maybe a villain this time.
Yo,
for sure.
what if he played the MCU's Carnage?
I was thinking that too. Carnage.
I feel like he's too old for Cassidy, but it
Probably
would be
a little
fun. Again, he's got that like crazy layer. Woody Harrelson's another actor. I'd love to talk about his career and all the crazy shit he's done.
Didn't love Woody Harrelson as Carnage.
Oh no!
We don't
That
have
was
to go
an
into
awful
it.
cast.
It should have been-
He's done
it
shit
should have been
that's
Jim
good,
Carrey.
but that was
yeah,
not.
I love Woody Harrelson. But
Yeah.
I did not love.
Yeah, that
his
was not
Carnage.
good.
Yeah.
That would have been interesting.
Jim Carrey would have been the perfect Carnage.
Ooh, I can see that. That would have been
Yeah.
dope as fuck.
Yeah.
I do think Nick Cage would be a cool Carnage. Like,
Because he's over the
unhinged.
he's the perfect actor to.
I'm not saying I couldn't see it. I just personally wouldn't pick it.
Yeah.
Definitely, you're right about like his age is. He might be a little bit too old to
They
play,
have technology.
but
they
like,
can fix that.
yeah,
Did you see the
I mean,
technology in
Yeah,
unbearable weight?
yeah, we'll just do that. Nick Cage smooch is good.
I still feel like they made him make out with himself, and they're like, what?
Hey, did he grab his ass too?
Yeah,
or
he did.
something?
Yeah, he did.
Oh my god, I want to.
I think older Nick Cage grabbed younger Nick Cage's ass.
Again, when you, I hope he read the script and was like, we have to add a few things, and like, what, like,
that was one of the.
do you
things.
have any CGI money by chance?
But to
I'm gonna make
finish
out with myself.
my villain, I think
Yeah.
I want to say I can't really unsee it. Sometimes I see it when I'm reading the books, but I want him as Mephisto. I don't know. I think he could be a crazy.
I mean, he's playing
unhinged-
Dracula.
So like,
Little do you know that is him being Mephisto.
That's-
They're just throwing you off
Why
for the
not?
Dracula
They're like,
title.
we're doing a Dracula movie.
we've been waiting for him for so long, but if
I
we
could
get
see it, though.
somebody-
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I think it would be awesome. And
Write a letter.
they kind of have
Right.
like the
Dear
same-
James Cameron.
Let's make this shit happen.
Or, actually, I think they're already making a movie about him, but H.H. Holmes. I don't know if you
Oh,
guys know who he
yeah.
is, but he was America's first
be
like known
cool.
serial killer, and he essentially built this like hotel of horrors where doors led to nothing. Some rooms were like he could seal the doors and lock you in and put
Yeah.
gases in it. Like
Okay.
it was just a torture hotel. But this was real life, and he
So
got
many people.
multiple like contractors to build this place so that no one knew exactly the layout of this hotel except him. So that's why he was able to get away with it for so long. But actually, he would look really good as H.H. Holmes. H.H. Holmes has like his known picture. He has like this big mustache and wears like a top hat kind of thing. It would look pretty good as Nick Cage.
Okay.
And obviously, as a serial killer, he would be fucking crazy.
I want to see him in more comedy.
I was gonna say comedy would be
Yeah.
fun too. Like
Like,
Happy Go
Buddy
Lucky.
movies.
No
Yeah.
drama, Nick Cage.
Or even like drama, but in a funny way. Like,
Okay.
I could see him like just random, like another Pitch Perfect movie, and he's like a vocal coach, and he's just like a really hard ass, kind of like the one from Bring It On, where he's like, "These aren't spirit fingers.
Yeah.
These are spirit
Yeah.
fingers." Yeah, I think he'd be like a funny. I don't know. I loved his humor in Weightless, whatever. The shit.
Yeah, it's
But wait,
trying to
that's
say.
It's like the
Wait,
longest
The
fucking
title of
Nick
this
Cage-
the
Nick
title
Cage
of this
movie.
movie
It needs work.
keeps the title of this movie
Changing.
keeps changing throughout this entire episode.
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone's gotten right except maybe in
Is
the
it
beginning.
The unbearable weight of massive talent.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
But
Cage
yeah,
is
I
lost
loved
talent.
I loved him in a comedy, but like with a serious.
Yeah.
Comedy.
Okay.
But I think he would be funny with lighthearted comedy as well.
Again, his
Yeah.
range is fucking magnificent. He could
Yeah.
do anything, and I feel like it would be comfortable.
Yeah.
Like even watching that Frozen Ground movie yesterday, it was weird because about halfway through it, I was like, all right, where's my crazy Nicolas Cage? Like,
Yeah.
where's my over the top acting? And he was just a chill like detective the whole time.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is awkwardly normal.
He got like hyped like once or twice, but like it was just like mild hype. It was just like emphasizing that they needed to go like
It was a
search
mild
this
amount of
guy's-
Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, like search this guy's house, and
Yeah.
he was like, "We don't have time to wait days." He's like, "I need it now," and they were like, "All right, man, we'll give it now." Like,
I feel
okay.
like he's like such an iconic person, kind of in the same sense of like Johnny Depp. Like there's so many characters that you'll remember Johnny Depp for.
Right.
Yeah.
I think Nick Cage is that same like tier where he has so many different characters
Let's
that
put them in
they're
a
not
movie together.
necessarily
Right?
yeah. They're not
I'm here for
Oh
it.
yeah, a movie with them too.
Wild.
That'd be That'd be great.
One
But like,
where they're best friends and there's a kidnapping and then
And then Pedro Pascal's actually also there. We're gonna
Yeah.
3 in one movie.
is this a sequel?
The
pitch it.
unbearable weight of us not knowing the title.
Perkins, do you have one?
I was actually going through Google just now, and this man, like, I was curious to see if he voiced cartoons and shit.
Yep.
And he has. He did a Superman and some weird alien creature I can't describe.
He also did Crudes.
Yeah, that's
Croods.
all that.
Yep.
So I mean, I'd be happy to see him in like some fucking anime.
Oh yeah, voice
Oh, an
acting.
I'd like
anime?
Wow.
I'd like something that I haven't seen from him, something romantic. I haven't seen anything like that from him. I bet there is movies with him like that, but I'd love to see it.
Probably
voiced.
early days. I think he's had like
8
he's done-
millimeter. That's not a.
No.
That is not.
Don't
a romance
anybody
movie.
don't fucking watch that movie.
It's about snuff films.
Oh
It's
god.
it's about stuff
Shit.
films, but I didn't realize exactly what it was about, and I was like, oh, I'll just put it on while I'm at work, so that way. So I'm like, I have it like in my headphones, and I'm watching, and I'm like working, and I'm like, oh, why? I was like, why? Nobody told me.
What is
And so it's literally about stuff films. So like this dude
What
like.
film?
Porn.
Oh god.
Okay.
Stuff films, but it's like this
Murderous
guy
shit.
is like a millionaire or whatever. He paid somebody to make a video of them like basically like raping this girl and like killing her. And the
Wait.
wife is like, can you make sure that this isn't real?
Oh, no.
And I'll just give you whatever money you need to make sure that's not happening. And he goes in this like fucking like adventure basically to go figure out where this video came from, who made
Yeah.
it, what happened to the girl, and the whole fucking thing it's god awful.
I was like, wait, I saw
movie
that,
itself
but
wasn't,
that
like,
was just
bad,
a
but-
Dexter episode.
Yeah. I was like,
thought
the
I
movie
saw it.
wasn't awful, but the story was awful.
I would be down for episodic Nick Cage, like as a show, like a title character, like a TV
yeah.
show.
Could he be in?
Yeah.
Could y'all think of anything like Star Wars based? Maybe.
I feel like if we did, he'd be like an alien and like an awful,
Oh,
like
yeah.
old Jedi type thing.
Something
would be
with some cool prosthetics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be fun. Or like again, like a TV show that was maybe either like lighthearted comedy or more dark and serious, where
Yeah.
he's like a beaten down, ex cop or something. He could do anything.
I didn't think
Man
like
of many
romantic
faces.
or like
Dude, there's a game called Dead to Rights that he could be the main character of.
Send it
Oh,
to him.
game
Hello,
over.
this is Nick
a
Cage.
game
I'll do
where, like,
it.
he could do that in a movie. Holy
Yeah.
shit! I just thought about the whole character.
Western Nick Cage. Sorry,
Oh no, that's dope too.
Western Nick Cage. I don't think
Is
I've
there
seen him in
anything this
Western.
man can't do?
what's
Dead
the
to Rights.
character?
Like, it's I forget the guy's name, but it's a cop. Just because you said it was a down and out fucking cop, that is what that shit is about. Dealing with like gang members. They kill his dad. He has a dog. He's like, fuck him up, dog. The dog fucks him up. He shoots him.
John Wick?
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute.
Not
second, I
John
was
Wick, but
like,
it's like it may as well be some shit like that. But it's cool. He was a cop though. But now I can see his face. Too.
That does sound like something
Yeah,
he could
I
do.
made like
Yeah.
a weird comparison in my brain. For me, like Nicolas Cage is almost like what's his name? Taken. Like
Liam
a
Neeson.
less serious Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
weird. Like you typecast him in a lot of these really outlandish things, but I don't know. I feel like him, Johnny Depp. You're right. Like they all have like their place in the industry.
In Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to go to New Orleans and see this fucking
Oh,
tomb
Hey,
though.
Same.
we
Yeah.
go on a field trip.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm down for field trips.
Nerd shit trip. Nerd
I
trip.
liked Alex's idea for him. I think, like, I don't know. I'm listening to
Like-
all you guys talk. I'm like, man, I was like, you're right. I was like, we need to put him in something like a school setting where he's like either
Yeah.
a
Make
janitor.
him the principal.
But I was like, either he could be like a, for some reason, I popped in my
Kindergarten
head,
Cop
like, a
3?
janitor.
Janitor would be
And I was like, I
hilarious.
need him to be a janitor. I need him to be like giving these kids like words of wisdom and like inspiring
Oh my
them.
god,
They're
I would
just
Yeah.
pay
like-
Nicolas Cage to just give me wisdom.
Nick
Yeah.
Cage
Does he have
is
a
a
book?
janitor.
Bro,
Does
what
he
do you
have a
need?
book of just like advice?
Yeah. A book?
Does he have a book where he just like
Gives advice.
He
It's
should.
Like an autobiography?
no,
it happen.
kind of like a
Let's make him a
self-help
TikTok.
book, but just like Nick Cage.
He
There
just
is a
posts,
book
like,
called The
daily.
Age of Cage.
Oh,
Oh my god.
4 decades of Hollywood and one singular career.
Wow.
But that seems more like a history
an
of Nick
autobiography.
Cage
Yeah.
type thing.
Yeah.
So I mean, honestly, guys, we did a full episode on just one person
There's so much.
until Alex
Yeah.
tried to take us on an alien adventure
I'm
that
so
she didn't
sorry.
want.
I'm so sorry.
We're gonna get you some good alien movies.
Yeah.
I want Nick Cage in an alien movie now,
we go.
just
Hell
for
yeah.
He's
Alex.
already in one.
I want him in a new one.
He's
The
a
day-
janitor.
the
and
day
aliens
after tomorrow.
attack.
Tomorrow.
He's
Yeah.
a janitor and aliens
He
attack.
has to defend the school from the aliens.
All right, guys. Well,
Pitch it.
I honestly think that about wraps up our Nick Cage episode.
Yeah.
I'm happy we finally got to do it.
Nick fucking.
Yeah, okay.
Make sure to follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. All of those things are hopefully all around me, so you can click buttons or at least know what they are.
Nerd Social Hour.
Nerd Social Hour is where you will find us. Until next time, guys. Peace.
Bye.
Later.
Bye.